If they want to charge us, that's fine, but we're going to charge them the same thing.
The president has very clear agenda for tariffs. And I think reciprocity is something that is going to be a key topic for us. How you treat us is how you should expect to be treated.
Hey guys, welcome back to BCA. So President Trump's plan to implement tariffs on imported goods, particularly from places like China and India, may and more than likely will have a negative effect on you and me, the consumer. Here's what President Trump had to say about tariffs at a press conference at Mar A Largo on December 16th. Let's watch.
Same thing.
The president has very clear agenda for tariffs. And I think reciprocity is something that is going to be a key topic for us. How you treat us is how you should expect to be treated.
Well, it sounds fair.
Sir, on that? You said it so well, reciprocal. If they tax us, we tax them the same amount. They tax us, forgetting just for a second about the word tax. They tax us, we tax them. And they tax us, almost in all cases, they're taxing us, and we haven't been taxing them.
Is that deal already underway? Is there a deal already underway with respect to that?
Let's just say this, we're going to make great deals, and we have all the cards. And until I came along, don't forget, and Howard was going over the numbers with me.
So look at that, 60% tariffs from China. Now I want you to keep that in the back of your head.
Last night, we took in $600 billion and more in taxes and tariffs from China. No other president took in 10 cents, not 10 cents, not 10 cents. And no, well, we're going to be doing things. We're going to be treating people very fairly. But the word reciprocal is important, because if somebody charges us, India, we don't have to talk about own. If India charges us 100%, and we charge them nothing for the same, they send in a bicycle and we send them a bicycle, they charge us 100 and 200. India charges a lot. Brazil charges a lot. If they want to charge us, that's fine, but we're going to charge them the same thing.
That's a big worried thing. About
and you know what? The senators, some of them aren't necessarily business people. When I give that to them, they say, that sounds fair to me.
Are you concerned that tariffs might hurt the stock market rise that you have seen and the economy more broadly?
Make our country rich. Tariffs will make our country rich.
But won't they raise prices?
Properly used. I didn't have any inflation, and I had massive tariffs on a lot of things. We put tariffs on steel. If I didn't put tariffs on steel, 50% and more, they were dumping steel in, China and others. I put tariffs on, and it stopped, and we took a fortune. We made a fortune on it. Tariffs, properly used, which we will do, and being reciprocal with other nations, but it'll make our country rich. Our country right now loses to everybody. Almost nobody do we have a surplus with. There are a couple of countries, and they're embarrassed by it, but almost nobody. And tariffs will make, I always said, to me, tariffs is the most beautiful word in the dictionary. It'll make our country rich. You go back and look at the 1890s, 1880s, McKinley, and you take a look at tariffs, that was when we were at our proportionately the richest.
So tariffs are coming. I don't see how it's going to be a good thing for the American people. At least for the first 2 years, we're going to have to go through a transition, a rebalancing period, if you will. Right now, I believe we're at a 2% tariff across the board of all imports, and he wants to bring that up between 10 and 20%. That's scary enough all by itself. Let's see, Mexico, Canada, 25% tariff on them. Canada, we get a lot of materials and minerals and stuff from them, and then up to 60% on goods from China. That's the one that's got me a little frazzled, because think about it. For the last few decades, we've been so dependent and so reliant on products from China. Everything you find everywhere, you look at the bottom of it, it was made in China. And we know that, and yet, we still buy them. So you put a 60% tariff on something like that, either those goods are going to disappear and the shelves are going to thin out, or places like Amazon and Walmart, they're just not going to have as much to offer because so much comes from China. It's going to be a while before the long-term effects of these tariffs, which I think is what the plan is, we're looking at the long-term effects, take place. And in the meantime, we're going to be the ones that have to deal with it. And I don't know about you, but my dollar is already stretched as far as it could go. I don't think I could stretch it any farther. There's not too much left to cut out, you know what I'm saying? So I want to revisit this in like August. I think by August, give it 8 months, summertime. That's a good time to revisit. I implore you to go out and just pay attention to prices on stuff. Pay attention to prices on Amazon, Walmart.com, Temu, wherever it is you buy your stuff. And just pay attention the way it is now. And in August, let's revisit it and see where we stand in the middle of summer. All right, guys, well, that's all I got for today. I appreciate it if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a good night. Thanks.